Hello, gorgeous pagan people! My name is Eric, and I am going to be substituting for Alduin this Thursday here on the Pagan Perspective. Our question this week comes from Sean K, who says, casting a circle would be an awesome video to see. I wish that I could do something demonstrative for you guys this week, but not only do I not have the time on such short notice, but I also do not cast a circle as part of my practice. But I did have something that came to mind that I thought would be interesting that I could sort of talk about in terms of how the idea of a magic circle might resonate with the tradition that I practice. For those who may not know or may not know me, I practice Haitian Vodou. I have been involved in other traditions in the past, Seax, Wicca, Freemasonry, other sort of mystical and occult stuff going on. But practicing the casting of a circle is no longer relevant to what I'm doing now. And so it was very hard for me to try and think of how this might be relevant. But the thing that came to mind for me was a video that I've seen here on YouTube. It's an academic, and she's like reading through her paper. I think her name is Kyrah M, and I will leave a link to that video below. But in the video, she is talking about the cha-cha and the asson, which are the rattles that are used in Vodou, which is why I had a rattle in the thumbnail of the video. This is not an asson or a cha-cha, this is just a rattle. But it sort of, I'm going to use it to sort of talk about something here. So Kyrah, I think, oh gosh, I hope that's her name. So Kyrah mentions a quote from Milo Rigaud, who wrote Secrets of Vodou. He was an initiate and a French ethnographer. And the way he was talking about the asson, so the asson is usually made of a calabash gourd, so it's got this sort of like spherical thing at the base, and then it sort of loops up into like a handle. But his idea was that the asson, or the rattle, becomes like a magic wand and a magic circle simultaneously. So the magician projects their power through, and it is sort of captured in the sphere, right? But as well, like, it's that, because the asson will quite often have snake vertebrae included in the gourd. And this is sort of meant to represent, like, Dambala Vodou, which is the snake spirit, who is, like, the oldest ancestor. So it's sometimes known as the oldest ancestor in some of the books I've read. And, like, so the bones of the snake and the rattling of the bones of the snake is, like, the bones of the ancestors that are doing the singing through the rattle to conjure up spiritual forces, right? So his idea is that the wand the asson becomes both wand and magic circle. It's based on that whole concept of the point and the line that you quite often see within Western mysticism, but it's also, of course, got that really like fertility focused energy about it as well, where the I guess the handle of the asson and the round, like, womb-esque kind of thing, if you want to take it down to that really, like, base kind of understanding of things. So I think that there's maybe some ways for us to think of that as well. I don't want to equate the asson with concepts in the Western mystery tradition. That's not what I'm trying to do here. It's just sort of what I thought of when I read this question, was this this video and this article, or this paper that she's written. So I'm going to leave that link. I'm going to leave that link below. Please come and watch it. Because I'm hoping that at least with this video, if it's not like solidifying concepts for you or giving you something demonstrative, that it's maybe at least introducing you to words and language and concepts that you maybe haven't heard of before. So yeah, I would definitely recommend checking that out. I got a lot of like benefit and use out of it myself. In my mind, the other way that we can see the rattle like acting as a wand, quite often when a hungan or a mambo, that is a priest or priestess of Vodou, when they are drawing the veves, these are the symbols for each of the spirits, they will quite often like lightly strike the veve on the ground. So these are drawn on the ground in certain powders, and they are activated by striking it with the asson. And in Western magic, in Solomonic magic specifically, you quite often see that like striking of sigils or striking of the altar to have a spirit take a pleasing form or something like that. So to me, I can see the two tools, the wand and the assom, being used in that way of calling up spirits of because for me, I always thought of the wand as kind of like a torch, in that the light that's emitted by the tip of the wand is sort of like a beacon to the spirits. It shows them where to come to. So I guess in my mind, maybe I'm thinking of the Ason in that way as well. I'm sure my perspectives on this are bound to change as I move through the tradition more and learn more about the cultural roots of these things. But this is, yeah, like I said, this is just what came to my mind. This little article and great video is what came to my mind when I was reading this question and thinking of magic circles and how that relates to Haitian voodoo. So I hope that this has maybe like been easy enough to follow, and I hope that it's encouraged you to go and watch this other video. But yeah, I think that's all that I really wanted to say about this topic. Like I say, it's not part of my practice, so I'm not going to do any demonstrations for you today. But yeah, I hope you got something out of this and that it was somewhat interesting to you. So until I speak to you all next time, I hope that you guys are well. Mwah. Bye!